Good morning and welcome to StudyIQ, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good. Today is the 3rd October 2020. Day is Saturday. I would like to start today's discussion with this quote by US Judge Thurgood Marshall. Where you see wrong or inequality or injustice, speak out, because this is your country, this is your democracy. And I believe this quote fits perfectly well with the thing that is going on in our country. I'm talking about Hathras incident, this gang rape and murder of 19-year-old Dalit girl, and the story is not over yet. The way the police is behaving is disgusting. We are going to talk about it in detail, but before that, let me introduce all of you to our smart course. Now, dear friends, the StudyIQ team has designed a smart course. This smart course is for Civil Services Examination. It covers your pre as well as mains examination, and till 8th October 2020, EMI offer is also available on our smart course. So to find out more about it, all you have to do is download our mobile application. You can download the PDF of today's lecture from my Telegram channel. You can follow me on Facebook. Please make sure that you hit the like button if you have learned something from today's discussion. Please make sure that you share this lecture, share this series on regular basis on various different platforms. If you want this series to expand, I can see there are some 500, 600 students, regular students who are watching this series. Few of them, they come here, then they go back, and then they never come back, right? This sort of, you are preparing as well. You want to prepare, you want to see yourself as an officer or, whatever, IAS officer or IPS officer or bank officer, whatever it is. There is one rule that you have to keep in your mind, and that is consistency, right? If you are watching this series, let's say today is the 3rd October, and if you are watching this video on 4th or 5th October, then let me tell you clearly that something is wrong with your time management. Not something, there are many things that are wrong with your time management. You need to sort it out. Watch this video or any other current affair video. You need to watch it on the same date. If you don't have time for that, then you don't have time for anything. Trust me. I know how mind works. I have studied. I have, a little bit of experience as well. I know how mind works. And when you are constant, when your mind is giving you excuses, and when you have accepted that excuse as a way of your life, then you also know what is right. You also know what is right, the thing that you need to do, but you will delay it. So if that is the case, then I'm sorry, that will not help you. So I want those students, I'm in search of those students who are regular, who are consistent, right? Because I am giving my best here, whatever I can, I am giving my best, right? I'm giving my 100%, but now I know that only few of you are giving you 100%. I want to see more people, more students who can give 100%. So this is the reason why I'm telling you to share this lecture with other students. Take it very seriously. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On our table, we have 4 important articles. The first one is about India and Myanmar. This article is written by former ambassador of India to Myanmar. Rajiv Bhatia has written this article. Very important, very interesting article. Then we have 2 articles about Hathras case. And the last one is about pathways to diversity, or it's about biodiversity. And then we have some news items on our table. So let's quickly start with India, Myanmar. Now, Myanmar is a neighboring country. On your screen, you can see Myanmar. So this is the map of Myanmar. Let me ask you one question. How many states of our country share border with Myanmar? This is question number 1. Question number 2. How many countries, or Myanmar shares its land boundary with how many countries? Put the list of the names of the country in the comment section. Okay. So these 2 questions, I want you guys to spend at least 10 minutes after the map that you can see on your screen. Or if you have a map book and if you have a better map of Myanmar, then I want you spend 10 minutes today itself, right after this lecture is over. Right, the first 10 minutes is for this research. Okay. Now, dear friends, Naypyidaw is the capital, and one of the most important river of Asia, of Myanmar, is Irrawaddy, right? So it starts from Tibet, and the mouth of Irrawaddy is here. So you can see Bay of Bengal here, Andaman Sea is here, and that's basically everything about, briefly about Myanmar, of course. Now, the reason why Myanmar is on table is because a very important delegation, a power-packed Indian delegation, is going to visit Myanmar on Monday. This power-packed Indian delegation will have Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla. He will be accompanied by Chief of Army Staff or Army Chief M.M. Narwane. Almost every Indian Foreign Secretary visits Myanmar at least once in his or her tenure, and so does the COAS. So you can understand the importance of Myanmar for our country. Now, if you read between the lines, if you know the political history of Myanmar, the power sharing between government and the military of Myanmar, then you would be able to understand the reason behind this visit, or this power-packed Indian delegation has both, right? A part of government and a part of military. M.M. Narwane sir will meet his counterpart, and Harshvardhan Shringla will meet his counterpart. So government to government and defense to defense, because in Myanmar, the military of Myanmar shares, or the government and military, they share power with, they have this power division, and that's written in their constitution. So this is going to be a very special meeting, because this is the first time when we find that Foreign Secretary as well as COAS together, they are visiting Myanmar. This is the first time in the history, so this is going to be interesting. Now, it should definitely, this visit will give a strong momentum to bilateral relations, and the relationship between Myanmar and India. It is termed as, this partnership is called Time-Tested Partnership, and this is the name that is given officially, or this phrase is used by Yu Soi Han, who is Myanmar's Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs. And on 8th November, Myanmar is going to go through this parliamentary elections. The report or overall environment says that Aung San Suu Kyi, her party is going to win again. But this time she will not get that many seats, but she will return to power. Then this Rohingya issue is a big issue. Now on your screen you have one more map, right? So this is Burma here, or Myanmar, and then they have this province called Rakhine. So Rohingyas are basically from Rakhine state, and because of this issue that took place some 2-3 years ago, so many millions of them, they crossed this Naf River. So this is Naf River, a very important river. I want you to remember this name. You find this river right on the border of Myanmar and Bangladesh. So many millions of Rohingyas, they left Rakhine state and they have entered Cox's Bazar, that is in Bangladesh. They are living, a big population is living in Cox's Bazar, and Bangladesh is one of the most densely populated nation in the world, and Bangladesh is not able to handle this many refugees, and things are not going on well between Myanmar and Bangladesh, which is not good for South Asia, which is not good for India. So Rohingya question will be discussed between both nations. Now, China's expanding economic footprint is also a matter of concern for our country, India. Now, as far as India and Myanmar relationships are concerned, right, there are 5 important pillars. The first one is cooperation on political and diplomatic levels exists in ample measure. Since 2014, if you see, then 7 visits at the head of state or government level took place between these two countries, right? Till 2014, from 2014 till now, 7 visits, which is not bad at all. As far as security and defense cooperation is concerned, in May 2020, 22 Indian insurgents were handed over by Myanmar, and this is, you can understand, right, the trust, right? Indian insurgents were loitering there in Myanmar. Myanmar captured them, and then they handed over those people to our country. We are training Myanmar or Burmese soldiers, and we are providing them defense equipment and things. The third pillar is development cooperation valued at 1.4 billion grants. That is a big thing, and the main focus is capacity building in terms of agriculture, education, IT, industrial training, and India has completed 100 plus projects in Myanmar. Economic cooperation has developed, but it is still below suboptimal level, or it is at suboptimal level. Bilateral trade back in 2018-19 was not that impressive. Just $1.7 billion, which is not impressive at all. India's investment in Myanmar is somewhere around $800 million, which of course we need to increase it, and major connectivity ports, and we need to develop some more of them. Fifth pillar is people-to-people exchange. Buddhism is something that is common between Myanmar and India, and we have some 2 million, that is 20 lakh plus Indian people are living in Myanmar. And India's assistance in restoration of Ananda Temple in Bagan and 2 temples in Bodh Gaya built by Burmese rulers, King Begi Daw and King Mindon, has been widely appreciated in Myanmar. India's timely help for medicines and equipment to fight the corona pandemic has warmed the hearts and minds of people of Myanmar. As the Shringla Nirvane team discusses key facets of strategic partnership in Naypyidaw, think tanks in both countries need to contribute more with fresh ideas and thinking. Both nations have worked together, both nations have traveled together, and I believe this journey will go on, and we should carry it on, and we should try to take it to a new level. Moving on to next topic, Hathras case. This one is from Indian Express. On 14 September 2020, a 19-year-old Dalit woman goes to work in the fields close to her home in Hathras district of western Uttar Pradesh. News Laundry reports that girl's mother found her daughter's body in the part of the fields. The mother said, "My daughter was lying naked with her tongue protruding from her mouth. Her eyes were bulging out and she was bleeding from her mouth, her neck, and there was blood near her eyes. I also noticed bleeding from her vagina. I quickly covered her with the pallu of my sari and started screaming." A first information report must be immediately launched, and if the victim needs hospitalization, then requirements of a medico-legal case as this, the preservation of clothing and the recording of injuries can be done at hospital. So if something like this happens, then the first thing is to take the victim to a hospital. If you need to carry out some medical or legal or both procedures like preserving clothes and recording injuries, and everything should be done at a proper hospital. As per section 164 of CRPC, a survivor is supposed to, you need to take a statement from the survivor. The police will take a statement in the presence of a magistrate. And finally, if survivor of the rape should pass away, then the body must be handed over to her family after the post-mortem analysis. But in reality, what happened? The girl was first taken to Champa police station. From there, she was sent to a hospital. On 21st and 22nd of September, she clearly named her upper caste neighbors and their friends as her assaulters. Eventually, belatedly, over 2 weeks after the assault, the girl was transferred to Safdarganj Medical Hospital in Delhi, where she died. A magistrate came to the hospital in Aligarh to record her statement, but it is unclear whether they preserved sufficient evidence for a case such as this. This is very sad, and we know what happened after that. Cremation took place around 2:30 or 3, between 2:30 and 3 a.m. in the morning, and the body was not handed over to The family members and the journalist Tanushri Pandey, in her first-person account, captures the police telling girl's family that mistakes have been made, galtiyan hui hain, but it is time to move on, and the family members locked themselves in their home in fear while police proceeded to cremate the girl. The police then tried to prevent the press from taking any pictures or recording their statements or actions. So you can understand something bad, something fishy is going on. It's very sad that Additional Director General of Police Prashant Kumar, on 1st October, he said that no sperm was found, no rape occurred. Now, if you collect bodily fluids after a few days, then definitely you are not going to find anything. It's good that on 1st October 2020, Allahabad High Court has taken suo motu cognizance of the events. The next date is 12th October. Let's wait and watch. Let's hope that something will happen. But I'm so sad to tell you that this is not the first time we are seeing this thing, and this is not going to be the last time. This is something that all of us are responsible for, right? This sort of things are going on in our society. We see inequality, but we never take a stand against it. We never say anything about it, right? We are so much afraid, and not just us, everyone. So this is not just a rape of one girl in Uttar Pradesh, right? This is rape of humanity. It is not just the girl's spine that is broken. It is the spine of Indian state that is cracked. It is not just the unfortunate girl that was brutalized. It is each and every woman who is raped and silenced that screams out loudly. It's a shame on our country. It's a shame on our society that we are living with this sort of things in 2020. So sad. It's very unfortunate. Then we have Outlaw. This one is also from Indian Express, right? See, when we find, when we find police conducting encounters, right? This filmy style encounters taking. We know how it works, isn't it? Everyone knows. The only problem is that when the person or when a department that is supposed to collect evidence, if that department is, it is doing things that will destroy the quality of evidence, or it will hide evidence, then it becomes nearly impossible. It becomes very tough, because these people are expert in that thing. They know how to do, and they know the loopholes and everything. So it becomes easy for them to do. And then you have this political support and so many other things, as we all are aware about how it works in our country. Now, the number of encounters, if you see in UP, then the total is somewhere around 115. And so far, no action against any policeman for the extrajudicial killings has taken. So what happens here when we find that, Vikas Dubey, he was a gangster, and gangsters like Vikas Dubey, I would also say that the best thing is to, encounter them. But there is a big side effect of encounter that we have to understand. Emotionally, yes, I would like to see all those people who are involved in this Hathras case. I want people to stone them. I want people to hang those, I want government to hang those people, these culprits in a chalk, in a crossroad. But that will not solve this problem. There are so many side effects of this thing. The first will be, rapist will kill their victims, because they know that if the victim will survive, then the case will go against this person, and then the chances are that he will be hanged. So rape will be followed by a murder. That is one side effect. Second thing, that it will create, if you start doing encounters and things, then it will create an environment where police will feel that this sort of shortcuts are good, and whether you like it or not, whether we understand it or not, but this culture of impunity, that police can do things out of, means not following the rule book and doing things that are illegal, and police doing this thing, and we feel like, okay, they are delivering speedy justice, but that is a short-term solution, and that is not a sustainable solution. Then we will see things like this, that when a rape case or something like that happens, and if powerful people are involved in it, then police will also, do things that they should not do. And that's what we are finding these days in Uttar Pradesh. The police's grave mistakes in Hathras have been preceded by a series of warning signals. All these encounters were like warning signals that things are going out of our hand. The person who is supposed to hold the law is the one who is breaking the law. It looks like police is working as an arm of ruling party and not the state. And it is a big test for Yogi Adityanath as well, personally for him as well as for his government, because he is, when I say personally, because he is the home minister. His chief minister as well as home department is, he has kept that home ministry with himself. So it's a big challenge as a chief minister, as a home minister, that he should deliver. If he will deliver, that will be the best thing, and if he can't, then that will be failure for our country. The reason I'm saying for our country is because maximum MPs are coming from Uttar Pradesh. Maximum MLAs you find in Uttar Pradesh. So if you have this many representatives, and if that particular state is failing, then I think the whole country will fail. And I don't want our country to fail. I don't want our society to fail. I don't want our ladies to fail. Right? I strongly condemn this whole incident, and I here take a stand, right? Because I speak with you guys on regular basis, and thousands of people. I means fortunate enough that I can reach out to thousands of you guys. I take a stand that I am totally against this thing that is going on and that took place. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make a positive change. Whatever capacity I have, I'm ready to create a positive environment. I want to break this thing that is going on, this bad culture of seeing ladies as a sort of product or property, maybe. So let's hope that we will see a speedy delivery of justice. Pathways to diversity. On 30th September, United Nations Summit on Biodiversity took place in New York. In New York, member nations of the Convention on Biological Diversity (CBD) took note of the link between biodiversity loss and the spread of animal pathogens. Right? Coronavirus is one example. We call it zoonotic disease, a disease or a virus or a bacteria that is living in animal world. It's okay there, nothing wrong with it. But when you are destroying biodiversity, that virus or that pathogen will enter human world, and then you know what it can do. This best example is coronavirus. So there was this thing that we decided a decade ago in Aichi, Japan. And the targets of Aichi, Japan, this Aichi targets, we were supposed to achieve it by 2020. But we have failed. The world has failed. Right? Out of this 20 targets, we have not achieved even single target. We have not fully met even a single target. That's what UN Global Biodiversity Outlook Report 5 has said. Aichi targets include phasing out of subsidies that erode biodiversity, steps for resource use within safe ecological limits, preventing industrial fisheries from destroying threatened species and vulnerable ecosystems, and the last one is an end to pollution, including growing plastic waste. But all these things are going on, and unfortunately We have so many countries in our planet Earth that they have chosen to ignore all these things, right? They don't care about biodiversity, they don't care about ecology, right? They are after this, they are chasing money, they are chasing prosperity and all these things for their country. Like, for example, India is also part of it. I'm not saying that India is very good country and we are doing everything here perfect. No, we have our own problems as well. But Brazil is one example that comes in my mind. The Bolsonaro, he is giving orders to chop this jungles of Amazon, and this is not right. And this is not just one. This is a country that came into my mind. One example. There are other nations, they are doing the same thing. And we are going to talk about India as well, but let's go through this one. WWF's Living Planet Index says that precipitous declines in vertebrate population, a key indicator, is by 68% over 1970 levels. 68% vertebrate population overall decline. And India has talked about this ancient conservation tradition. That's a very good thing we have. If we turn the pages of history, then we can learn so many things from our ancient conservation trading. But the question is, are we following it? The answer is no. To be honest, no. Recently, Government of India launched this EIA, that is Environment Impact Assessment Norms, and you know how it works, that you set up your factory and then you can get a clearance. This is not how it should be, right? We want to achieve manufacturing speed, we want to be best in manufacturing, that's all okay, but without sustainability, right? Sustainability is something that is totally associated with quality, right? It is not something that you can measure. So the thing that we cannot measure does not mean that that thing is not there. At present, we can count money. If you open a factory, then you can say that, okay, I'm making crores every year. But the damage that you are creating to the environment is in billions. It's in millions, right? No money can pay it. So this sort of EIA norms are of no use, or they are not going to do any good. There is little concern for indigenous communities that have fostered biodiversity, and no effort to make them strong partners in improving the health of forests and buffer zones. Indigenous communities, tribals, they have this hereditary knowledge about biodiversity and how to protect forests, and without making them partners, how are we going to achieve? Just latest modern science is not going to help. We need to use tribal science, right? We need to have best of both this world, mix them together and implement, and then I'm sure we will see some positive result. So this is the state of the world at present, right? Then we have some news items, dear friends. Of course, you can go through the news item. The most important one is this one, right? The PM is going to inaugurate Atal Tunnel, that is world's longest highway tunnel at Rohtang in Himachal Pradesh. And then you have some other news items, but of course you can download the PDF and then you can go through it. Here is one more interesting news. Over 99% of cities across country became open defecation free. I am not. I'm not with it. Means I mean to say I don't agree with this 99% thing. No, the survey is not proper. It's not a perfect survey. I don't think so. You will find even 99 cities in our country that are open defecation free. Right? It's going on everywhere. It's going on everywhere, even today, which is very unfortunate. Anyway, that's everything in today's discussion. Thank you very much for watching this video, my dear friends, and I will see you now on Monday, right? Tomorrow is Sunday, so enjoy your weekend. God bless you all. Enjoy your studies. Jai Hind.